everyone, my name's Holly. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome to the first episode of Real Talk, where we're going to talk all things pride. I work here at Avon UK in the commercial marketing department, and I'm joined with Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm the Avon Global Makeup Lead. My pronouns are he, him, and I identify as a cis gay man.
So to start off today's look, we're going to be smoothing the skin and priming with Avon's new Power Serum, and then moving on to smoothing Magic's primer. I've caught up with Jack and he's got combination skin, so it's perfect for that. So Jack, tell me about pronouns.
So, gender pronouns, they're a way to identify gender when you're talking to people. It's how people identify. You might have heard at the start, I introduced myself as he, him, and you use she, her for yours. And it's really important for people's identity. It's really affirming that we use the right gender to address people. And you can ask really simple questions when you introduce someone to someone new on, hi, my name is Jack, my pronouns are he, him, do you mind if I ask you what pronouns you prefer to use? And you know, it's kind of linked to privilege, because most people don't even have to think about what pronoun they have to use. They identify as the gender that they were born as, their biological sex, and that's what cisgender is. So I was born as a biological man, I identify as a man, and my pronouns are he, him. It's not something I've ever had to think about introducing myself any different, and that's a level of privilege that I've got. But for a lot of people, the transgender community, or people that just don't feel like they fit on the gender spectrum, might identify differently to their biological sex. They might identify as she, her, or can use gender neutral pronouns, so they, them, so they don't fit on the gender boundaries and are restricted to certain definitions.
So I'm just applying this primer, Jack, on your T-zone, because I know we've caught up and you've got an oily little T-zone, so yeah. This is going to make sure that your makeup stays in place all day. Yeah,
I definitely get shiny on forehead and down the nose.
So next up is Power Stay Foundation. I have to admit, this is my go-to foundation. 24-hour coverage, and it's so comfortable to wear. We have matched Jack off camera. So a good tip though is to get 3 shades that you think might be your match with some samples, just to make sure you've got the perfect shade. You've spoken about gender privilege, so tell me why you think pride's so important.
So important, and I love this time of year. June is a whole month of Pride celebrations, and around the world and throughout the UK, different cities hold Pride celebrations on different weeks, different days, but the whole of June is dedicated to Pride. And it's a massive celebration of the LGBTQIA+ community. It's about allyship, it's about education. It's a real opportunity to take a bit of a step back, recognise what privilege each of us have, and push ourselves to educate a bit further. I'm a member of the community myself. Got a big letter G in the acronym, and there's so much that I still need to learn. The landscape's changing every day, society's evolving. We've come on so much, but there's still stuff I have to educate myself on.
You've spoken about allyship. Can you explain to me what that means a little bit?
Sure. So allyship is the A in the LGBTQIA+ acronym. The A can also stand for asexual, which is when you're not attracted to any gender. It's a form of sexuality. But allyship is a way that a lot of people identify with supporting the LGBTQIA+ community. So you don't have to identify yourself as gay, lesbian, bisexual, anything other than heterosexual to be an ally. Anyone can be an ally of the community. And it's really about supporting the community itself, raising the profile, having relationships with people, understanding, educating yourself on it.
So I guess that's why education's so important. And I think Pride probably gives that platform around that education.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can educate ourselves all year round, right? But that's what's so important about celebrating Pride Month, because it is a dedicated time in the year that we do celebrate the community. And it's a time to take a step back, and reach out for resources, help to educate yourself. Anyone can do it. It's so easy to do online. reach out to people, build relationships. It's about being human, how you relate to others and, you know, strengthen the relationships that you have with everyone and your understanding of the community itself. And Pride is a full-on party.
I was going to say,
it's got all the
vision is
important bit.
like parties, loads of colour.
Yeah. It's all that as well. There's obviously a massively important bit. There's access to educational materials, support networks at a Pride event. There's amazingly stimulating talks and conversations that are so inspiring from all kinds of speakers and communities. And there's a hell of a party.
So have you ever been to a hell of a party, Jack?
Yeah, I've done a few of them in the UK. I'm desperate to do some abroad to see what it's like in a different country. But I've done London, Birmingham. If you're gonna do one, do Brighton. Have you done one before?
No, never done one before.
Please do Brighton. Put it on the bucket list. It's so
on
good.
there.
It's so good. So a couple of years ago, Britney Spears was headline act.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
bet that was amazing.
Which you can imagine the screams of the crowd at that kind of event, which you'd probably hear from halfway across the country. The atmosphere was just so accepting, inclusive. Everyone just has the best time there. I just can't describe the energy of acceptance, love, positivity. They're amazing events.
So next up is concealer, and I like to just take 2 shades lighter than the foundation that we've used, just to highlight that under eye. And then also what we are going to do is highlight all of the natural places where that light hits the skin, just to create some dimension. What you can do is you can grab a concealer brush to go in and blend this in, but what I actually like to do is just go in with my flat-headed foundation brush and just blend that in really nicely. You can see, even though we've used 2 shades lighter, it's just blending into Jack's skin. So now it's all about bronzing up the face and adding that dimension. But Jack, I found it so interesting when you were talking about Pride and that there's guest speakers there to help people, because I might be naive to it, but I just think it's just one big party.
Yeah, and it is. There's a massive side, which is the party side, and there's parades through the cities, and it's a huge celebration of the community. But there is the support network there as well. And again, it comes back to privilege, really. When I've had conversations with some older members of the community and some of my parents' friends identify as gay, they grew up in a time when being gay is illegal. And you know, the inception of Pride was to champion and fight for rights for the LGBTQIA+ community. Back in their day, it was a revolt. It was taking a stand for rights and acceptance for this community. And we're in a privileged position now, certainly in the UK, where we do have a lot more rights. It was only within the last decade that marriage was allowed beyond having a civil partnership for the community. So there's still progress to be made everywhere. It's still illegal to be gay in so many countries in the world, and the punishment associated with it is horrific. But that's why Pride is so important, because until we're equal everywhere, we've got work to do.
Yeah, I think that's so nice that it draws attention to it as
For
well,
sure.
like a big celebration. So yeah, it's just really nice that people can just be themselves and celebrate that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the time in the year that it does get that extra coverage, that everyone at least is aware of it being Pride Month and what they can do to support the community. That is great.
So now on to blush. I'm using the 3D matte blush, and we want to create a colourful Pride look. So I'm really being quite dramatic with this blush and blending it all the way up to Jack's temples as well. Really nice blendable product. So I'm actually mixing 2 shades of the blush just to get the right colour I want, and just adding to that pigment. Obviously we're doing a Pride look, so we can be a little bit more adventurous. But I think that's the one thing about makeup that I love, is it's so universal, and you can play with it. There's no rules when it comes to makeup. Mix colours if you want to, use single products. So time for highlighter. I'm going to be using the pink shade just to complete our Pride pink look. But Jack, I've seen some of your amazing makeup looks that you do for Pride anyway, so I suppose you just love expressing yourself through makeup and it's so universal.
Exactly. I mean, I love makeup anyway. Year round, it's something that everyone can use to express themselves. You know, transform yourself, be confident, and that's the joy of makeup. You can do whatever you want with it. Dial it up from a soft look or something really expressive like we're doing today. But particularly through Pride Month, you know, it's just another platform and way for people to express themselves.
So now onto brow, and I've gone for the Glimmer Sticks Brow Definer, and what I love about this is it doesn't need sharpening. So I'm just going to give Jack's eyebrows a quick brush through, and as you can see, I don't have a lot to do here because he has like perfect brows anyway. You can just be so versatile with this product. You can create hair-like strokes, fill in like little gappy bits that you don't want to be there, and you can see there it's taken not even a minute and Jack's brow has been transformed.
I do love this product to use by myself as well. It's just so easy to use.
So now onto eyes, and we're really going to make Jack's eyes pop. But I think it's time to get personal, Jack.
Let's go for it.
Tell me all about your experience and when you decided to come out.
Yeah, more than happy to. I mean, I mentioned privilege earlier in the conversation, but I am massively privileged from the experience that I've had. I've been so lucky to grow up with the friends and family that I have done that it was never really an issue for me. I mean, I didn't, I guess, officially come out until I was 21, because growing up I was just accepted for who I was, so it was never really a question.
Do you think people sort of knew?
Oh,
before?
Everyone knew before I knew. I was the last to know, or I was at least the last to confront it or accept it. But everyone knew before me. I never had a horrific experience growing up, and like I say, I'm so lucky to have been surrounded by the friends and family that I do have that have just been so accepting from the start. And luckily one of my friends actually kind of not pushed me to come out, but asked me a very honest question when I was kind of 20, 21, of do you think it's guys or girls? I'd never had a girlfriend growing up. And very honestly, I mean, we're really close friends, just asked me the question outright, and it was the first time that I think anyone had addressed it with me, and it kind of made me address it myself.
So at the moment, I'm just blending with the Power Stay Shadow Sticks. I'm just using a variety of different colours just to get the look that we want. They blend so nicely. You don't have to worry about being too precise at this point, getting the right lines, because you're going to go in with that blending brush and blend it all out.
As much as I'm comfortable and I love myself now, it's a scary moment when you first confront that and deal with it of, oh God, who am I and what do I identify as? But yeah, I came out to my friends when I was 21, and then family was my next bullet, which looking back now, I had absolutely nothing to worry about because again, I'm so lucky with the family that I have. My mum's best friend is gay. She grew up working for a charity within HIV and AIDS, so I was very involved with the community. I've just always been surrounded by acceptance, but I mean, hopefully one day it gets to the point where people don't have to come out. It's just accepted as normally, yeah, it is who you are, and it's as normal as heterosexual relationships. When I first started dating a guy for the first time, I told my sister about it, and he lived about an hour away, so I had to travel for the weekend. I remember talking to my sister about it and thinking, oh, I don't want to lie to my parents about where I'm going, but that means I'm going to have the conversation about it, of where I am and who I'm with. And she was as amazing as my friends were. You know, she knew it was something that I wanted to do, and I'd asked her to, I guess, help push me in a supportive way, but help push me to do it and to finally say the words, I guess, to my parents. So she was amazing. I think we were dyeing my sister's hair in the bathroom at the time, and I'd longed the conversation out with my mum for the whole time.
Your mum was there while you were doing it?
Yeah, there was me, my mum and my sister in the bathroom dyeing my sister's hair. And my sister kept giving me this side eye of like,
come on,
do it, come on, you've got to do it. And it got to the end and Mum was like, right, we're finished, I'm gonna go downstairs, and I still hadn't done it. And my sister's like ribbing me in the sides, trying to get me to do what I'd asked her to do. And you know, she knew I wanted to have this conversation. And eventually I just bit it and went, oh Mum, I've got something to tell you. You might want to sit down, kind of thing, because I didn't know how she would first react, even though she's the most accepting woman in the world. And yeah, told her in the bathroom, covered in hair dye. There were tears, happy tears, I think of just relief on both sides for me having that conversation.
Like a weight lifted.
Yeah, totally.
Time to finish off the eye look with our 5-in-1 Lash Genius Mascara, which offers the 5 most wanted benefits from a mascara. So it's a go-to product. And what I love is that it's suitable for all lash types and it lets you get every single lash. So you said it took you a little while to really feel like confident in how you are now, and so tell me a bit about that. Like, what's it like working for Avon as well, being like an all-inclusive company?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing company to work for because inclusion, diversity, respect is running through the veins of Avon, and it's not something that has to be written down on a page. It's not it's not a concept or words that they preach with no meaning to it. It genuinely runs through the business, and there is this warmth at Avon of whoever you are, whatever you are, you're accepted. You know, walking through the doors of this company that you're accepted for who you are. There is absolutely no question on it. It's not something that I ever have to think twice about worrying about, not showing up and being 100% my authentic self. And if I could wish that for everyone. Oh, it makes me a bit emotional. Yeah, if I could wish that for everyone to be able to live their life 100% authentically as who they are, what better gift is there than that? And that's how the world should be, in my eyes.
I think that's so nice as well, Jack, because I said the exact same thing when someone asked me, like, why do you like working for Avon? I said, I don't think I've ever worked for somewhere where I could just be 100% myself. It's not like my work self and me, it's literally me at work, and just everybody's just so accepting of everybody. Yeah,
it's an amazing place, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. It's the culture, it's the people, but as a gay man and as an ally to the community, and everyone that works here just has that sense of belonging and that same feeling that you are accepted as who you are.
So just to add some depth and dimension to the look, I'm going in with Glimmer Stick eyeliner. What's great about these is they come in 2 different finishes. So you've got your diamonds or your originals, and they're so easy to use, no sharpener needed. So Jack, you said about when you feel like confident and things, and makeup really helped you feel confident?
Yeah, makeup has been an amazing kind of discovery tool, I guess. In all sorts of ways, and that's like we were saying earlier, the joy of makeup is you make of it what you want to make of it. It's personal, it's expressive, it's the everyday little added confidence of, you know, putting a bit of brow on or a bit of bronzer, they're my go-tos, or dialing it up to a full look. And there's something so transformative when you've got like a bold lip or this dynamic pink look that this energy just comes over you. You just feel that kind of bit more elevated. But yeah, it was definitely a discovery tool, I guess, for me.
So what are the 2 things you can't leave the house without?
I'd go brown bronzer, non-negotiable.
I think I'm the same. Brow and a little bit of colour to my face, and I'm ready to take on the world.
I'd have put lash for you as well.
Really?
Yeah, your lashes are insane.
So to finish off the look, we're going in to do the lips. And obviously, when it comes to lips, you can use lipstick, lip liner, lip gloss, lip lacquer. There's so many different formats. But to finish off Jack's look, we're going to go in with a lip liner and our new lip gloss. Super exciting. I always like to start with the Cupid's bow, just to get that definition. And a tip and trick, I just use an X, just to make sure that's really defined. And I love these lip products because they're so easy to use. So I'm just taking that Cupid's bow down to the inner corner And I'm going to start with the centre of the bottom lip and join that up. Now moving on to lip gloss, and we're using this amazing colour, Spellbound, and we're using this because I think you first eyed up this product as soon as you walked in, didn't you, Jack?
I am a little bit obsessed with it.
So it's really, really nice, and I think it's going to finish off your look. Look at that pigment. You can see just by adding that little bit of colour underneath with that lip liner, it's helped just the gloss create that sparkle on top, and it's given Jack's lips a hint of colour at the same time. So thank you for joining the first episode of Real Talk, where we've talked all things Pride, Jack's experience and what it's like working at Avon. I hope you like the makeup look, Jack.
I love it. That gloss is coming home with me. I'm obsessed. I love the pinkness. Ready for Pride.
Ready for Pride. So I hope you've really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks.
Bye.